Hello and welcome to the Curling Stadium Martensville International first draw here from Martensville, Saskatchewan. We have Team Scott Howard versus Team Jordon McDonald. My name is Marty Thompson. I will be joining you this morning here, and again, the first draw of this event. Team Jordon McDonald in the dark colored uniforms. You'll notice the super spare. We'll get to him in a second there. Derek Samagalski joining them for a 2-week stint here in Saskatchewan. And we have Team Howard in their white uniforms here. They have the hammer in this first end. With the draw right to the pin there. Start this one. My apologies, it was Jordon McDonald that's here. Clears out the guard there. We'll get to the teams that are on the ice. As mentioned there, Derek Samagalski stepping in at second for Team Jordon McDonald as Elias Necki is in PEI for the Canadian U21 McDoubles. Which starts on Sunday, so he's unable to join his team for this event. And what a spare Migalski is. Stepped away from the men's team, came back there to enter the Manitoba Provincials. Jacques Gauthier had a good little run there on that sort of super spare team. Team Jordon McDonald, second-ranked Canadian team here in Martensville. Ryan Kleider, who you know was on scene there just to the right of our screen there, as you see him now. They're a team that is certainly on the rise in this country. Won the U25 Next Gen Classic. They finished in the semis or better in 7 events this year. This is their first season playing proper men's level. Qualified for the slams as well, the Masters. Their first this year. Matt Cam delivering here for Team Howard as we get a relative first. As mentioned, lots of good teams here in Martensville. It's kind of a prep for the World Championships, or a nice kind of season capper for some of these teams. We have Ryan Kleider, as mentioned, Sam Buibrook, with Corey Dropkin, Kevin Cooey as well. Top 8 teams will qualify for the playoffs. It is a sort of open round robin format. No pools per se, but each team has an assigned set of 4 round robin games. The playoffs will start on Sunday. Scott Howard again sending his broom down with the draw right into the rings here for Matt Cam. An extended practice for both these teams. On the brush, we have Tim Marsh and Jason Cam. Swing third here for Team Jordon McDonald is Dallas Burgess. Really curling on them, but they're able to keep that straight with a great sweep from Cameron Olofsson. Good early line call there as well. And Scott McDonald heads down to the hack for his first of 2 in the first end. Team Howard finished runners-up in the Ontario Tankard this year. Lost to Sam Muybrook, and another team that's here in Saskatchewan. They went on to the Brier, and it was a decent showing there. 1 win away from the playoffs. Certainly Brier would have been the expectations for this team, and a decent season thus far. They made the final there in Penticton, but they lost to Brad Jacobs in the final. They had a nice little in-off to win, but just smidge off of it. Ontario certainly an intriguing crop with a good crop of that younger 25-year-old sort of age range coming up, and they're looking to unseat some of the teams that have been around the block a few times for sure. Speaking of young teams, Jordon McDonald skipping this rink out of Winnipeg, his first of 2. Team is really in the 21, 20-year-old kind of age range, and Sam Migalski is, I believe he just turned 40 if I'm not mistaken, so a little bit of an age difference there out of their second, but a little bit of veteran leadership can certainly go a long way in the court for sure. As we veer towards a blank here in the first end, I'll quickly go over the other games that are on the ice right now. Again, you are able to watch all of them here on Curling Stadium and Curling Zone. Chase Sinnott and Wesley Wendling, an all-Minneapolis game happening there on sheet 1. There's Braden Calvert and Ryan Kleider. You can see just to the right of our screen here now. Calvert out of Winnipeg and Kleider out of Saskatoon. And on the 4th sheet, just out of our view here, Drew Height and Ruda Boozens out of the Netherlands. Final stone here in the first, looking for the blank. And easy does it here for this team out of Winnipeg. We will be right back for the second end here in Martensville. We're back here for the second end here in Martensville. Team Howard versus Team McDonald. One of our features going stadium here this morning. Team Scott Howard electing for that center guard and McDonald going for the corner. So we'll have Tim Marsh come around. Already just through. 7th season playing with Scott here in this lead role.
Well, I was in there. I didn't think it was going to
roll. Plow there from Matt Cam to make sure it retains some of the speed. Some good movement on the carve. Great spot for that rock. Jordon McDonald elects to freeze right on top of it. Cameron Olofsson throwing lead stones here for this team out of Winnipeg. A long time lead here for this rink. Just a bit heavy on the weight. Looked like it didn't really want to come back with even that. Guess it might have been just past back line weight. You know, wide, it didn't really want to hook at all. Jason Cam throwing second here for Team McDonald. And they're calling it tight. Called it tight pretty early as well. Got to get by that guard. Really nice finish on these rocks. You can see just on the overhead camera, they did have a decent amount of room on that guard. And to get about that 3/4 buried. And forcing Derek Tamagalski to rip one. Very few in the men's game that are comfortable throwing this kind of weight. That's a nice little double peel. Jason Cam coming around again. A little bit of pressure here in the second end after the first was a blank. Great throw by Jason Cam, and a good adjustment there on the line call. It was maybe that sort of 6 inches inside of that original path, and it reacted quite well, exactly where they wanted it. Migalski bursts out of the hack here, looking to run this straight back. And unseats both stones. What a fantastic throw from Derek Samagalski. That's when Scott Howard thought those two were locked on, and he was able to corner guard. Heading into Vice's stones. Matt Cam with the come around, his first year back with Howard. Played with him a few years ago. Was on that Epping team last season. Decent carve here from Jason Cam to get that nicely buried. And the chase is on here for Jordon McDonald. Team looking to convert again after the first end was a blank, if you're just joining us. Yeah, unforgiving for weight for sure. It will come to the back four. Maybe got a little bit wide, but it really didn't want to come back. Possibly set it out, but it doesn't look like it's going to come back for you if you throw that kind of back of house weight. noting that Olsen was on the carve there, so maybe took some weight off of it. Final stone here in the second, looking to remove that yellow, but this is taken off on them already. Oh, excellent little sweep there from Tim Marsh. Just kissed that rock that was in the forefoot. Great action, great pressure. Tim Marsh is one of the best at sweeping in this sport for sure. Let's create a bit of a pocket though. Dallas Burgess with a chance to corner freeze on the rock that's fully buried, or he could even just come to the face of the other red. Gonna make the adjustment on weight too. Giving it to the sweepers. A little over curl, and Erickson Migalski's body maybe just blocked it. It looked like it actually spun away. So from our view, it's hard to see exactly who shot, but I'd imagine that red is maybe just the one. At anywhere down that draw path, the top 8 or sitting right on top of the Yellowstone just thrown. Certainly a more of a pragmatic shot. Guard, but it works here for Scott Howard, his first of 2 in the second end. Team Howard looking for their first event win on the season. Little kiss on the guard, and that was a solid little plan B here from Scott Howard. Also over curled. They gave room for about edge of 4. Noting that because Matt Cam's hit also over curled on them. Ever so slightly, just got the kiss off that redstone. Like an opportunity here for Team Scott Howard to, or sorry, my apologies, Team Jordon McDonald to come in.
Can I get that yellow and gold far?
Question is, will they be able to activate that yellow stone that's on the corner of the forefoot?
Okay, so same way.
Great opportunity for this Winnipeg rink to attack. And it will come in right just about where they wanted it. An ugly spot for Scott Howard to draw to. It looks like there's no other option to try to cut this team down. Looks like same tolerance that was on his first. You go top 12, you prevent McDonald from having a draw for 2, but I believe that they were looking at any kind of potential for that kind of yellow into the reds off the corner, but you see how it is basically frozen and would be, or basically buried rather, and would be certainly for a right-handed thrower. So the tolerance is light for sure, but coming in, following along that yellow rock is likely a good result as well. Because again, that redstone at the back four is certainly their savior. You wouldn't want to give this team a chance to attack it. So the tolerance will be light for sure. Final stone here for Team Howard. Some good rock management. It will just ever so slightly roll under that guard, but that might be, that's what the doctor ordered. It'll still be a draw here to the side of the button for Team McDonald, and so maybe trying to discuss how they're going to navigate this port. Be a little different than what they'd seen. Looked like the skipper there was keen to get that broom out into the 12-foot just to make sure they had that little extra room, which is a good call because they didn't really need to get full 4-foot. Just about middle 12. The question is, how fresh is this path? If you just get a little wider, will it do something different? Many draws we've seen in the second end have sort of buckled over the center line a lot earlier than we expected. So, final stone here in the second, Jordon McDonald. A little wide. Gotta get it off that guard. And they will not. So it'll just be one yellow. Team Jordon McDonald forced here in the second end. We'll be right back for Martensville. So a new path ends up forcing team Jordon McDonald to just the 1 point there in the first. As mentioned, just taking that little bit of a wider path, and skipper electing to put the broom around the middle of the 12-foot, but the first inkling there, I believe, from Dallas Burgess was to put it close to the 8-foot. So maybe that was the right line, but again, just a little fool that hung out on them for sure. And they lose the hammer here in this third end for Martensville. Again, Team Howard and Team McDonald. Marty Thompson alongside you here for today's game. Scott Howard playing with the single guard here in the front, electing the corner freeze here with Tim Marsh's second in the third end. Mentioned earlier, and if you're just joining us, Derek Samagalski slotting in here at second for Team Jordon McDonald. Our usual second, Elias Manecki is in PEI for the U21 mixed double. Nice rock management to get that right to the face of that yellow stone. Decisions to be made here from Team Howard. Cam throwing a decent amount of weight at this, trying to run their red into those staggered yellow stones. An awkward angle, but they got a pretty good result out of that. Making an Oreo out of that yellow stone, which gives McDonald a bit of a head scratch here in the house for sure. Team McDonald, 22nd ranked in the world. Second ranked men's team in this field from Canada. And the Gliders rink is the only one that's better than them. The numbers only went up after the appearance of the Briar, of course. Team Howard's Redstones are certainly exposed. A goal here from Howard, and the Cam brothers there standing at the hog line is trying to unseat that Yellowstone in the top 12 and at least make it less of a precarious position. I think their decision was to come down to that Yellowstone that's on the 12 with that ice, maybe kind of a heavy draw or something, just sort of tapping that red further back. Another outcome you could get out of this shot is unmooring that yellow from that red stone that's in the top 4. Perhaps it was just a T-line weight draw just to add another one into the bundle. Still looks pretty good. The draw into the top 8 here for Dallas Burgess, former Northern Ontario junior champion. Born in Thunder Bay, but now lives in Winnipeg with the rest of Team McDonald. Closest team has to an import. Pull off some of the big carve here. You got to get this over. Touch up weight and adds an element here in a exposed stone on the left-hand side of our screen. Another outcome out of that shot is you pushed that yellow stone that was again glued to that red. You pushed it further away from the center line, ever so slightly. Make it harder to get rid of, if anything. Howard realizing that the scoring area will be pretty small because of it, so electing to hit and roll down. Still a lot more granite to be thrown in this end as well. This is Matt Cam's first. Seemed like hitting on the nose was the worst case scenario, but it doesn't change a whole ton. At least from McDonald's perspective, their chances of forcing in this end could do that. There's always the option that they might have some kind of hit to unseat that yellow if they want to or not. Burgess's second here in this third end. Looks like a hack waiter. Certainly throwing this here to Derek Samagalski. He's already got a balloon down. Maybe kept that rock out ever so slightly. Oh, he's a bit up weight. They do get to nose. This would have to be pretty precise for Matt Cam, but you see Scott Howard electing to get to the inside of that yellow stone that was just thrown and ever so slightly move the yellow that's in the top 4. Suddenly, Team Howard has a chance to expand the scoring area be surprised once they're by the guard just to see a carve right into the, as much of the face of those, both those yellow stones. And the carve comes early. Both teams getting fooled here a little wide. Another one right on the nose, so same outcome that Team McDonald had, but certainly a good miss. Certainly becomes one lonely Yellowstone after being really the focal point of the end for six or so shots. Right on the nose again here for Team McDonald. Jordon now throwing skip stones. Trying to get under and get rid of both reds wasn't enough of a sell. Being wide could potentially throw a wrench into this end if they manage to send their red into the corner frozen rock, but certainly they've seen this path enough to know not to get too wide. It helps when you have such great sweepers there with Olofsson really digging in on that carve. Scott Howard unable to see anything for a potential two other than that draw to the back four or this. Is there a way for you to hit that Yellowstone that was just thrown, careen it into that granite, and have some kind of outcome? I guess you could end up having that red stone being thrown get to a position where you could use it or something else to run into that yellow, but I don't know if that's there. Worth getting rid of this stone for sure. It's just what's going to happen on your skip stones to try to get to another spot. Big weight here from the 34-year-old. Not a great outcome wrecking on that guard. It is open though. For McDonald to attack if he wants it. cost-benefit analysis happening here from the back end as we see Olofsson and Semigalski walking up to take a look as well. So this in-off is intriguing. I think they see it as a potential takeout to get rid of that shot stone, and I suppose there's a bit of a room for error, and you just make the draw a little bit harder. Now Burgess is instructing the team to just tap that yellow back, or you have that hit where you could go yellow, yellow, red. And as we can see, the port might just be there. Maybe just. If you do manage to make the in off, you're sitting 2, and if you nut it, I guess there would be potential. Depends where the shooter goes. Scott Howard might have a red, yellow, red raise, or just a cold draw. So the in off is the call. Trying to pick that red stone off of the top of the button. This would be a big shot here for Team McDonald in the third end. Go from a force to, it's hard to tell with that draw path. I'm not sure. Maybe you can get around that yellow. It looks like you maybe can, but go from a force to being extra aggressive here. Maybe trying to go for the steal. Close. Oh, what a shot here from Jordon McDonald. Forces that red stone out the back. Now, is it out counting? It might just be. Really close to that. Perfect setup here. Great shot and a good chance for this team to see the ice out this wide. They certainly did right away. Now Scott Howard is looking at this port right away. Would it jam? Maybe not. You could maybe get lucky. I think they're saying yellow is sitting the 1. What a shot from Jordon McDonald on a string. Yeah, looks like they think yellow is shot. The hole there, yes it is. I guess that's your way for 2. I think that red, yellow, red double would not be there either. Yeah, they're looking to make contact in that kind of half or third range. If you do, with enough weight, you really only need to move that Yellowstone that Jordon just threw. Just need to move it probably an inch or 2. And have that stone in the top 4 just go all the way through, and suddenly you could score 3. Depending how far that Yellowstone goes, of course. Likely 2, but the 3 is certainly a possibility. Scott Howard throwing a hit down the port. Chance to score multiple. Facing 1, likely, here in the third end. 2 big shots from these skippers here. Final stone in the third. Seen some hits down this line as well. Oh, what a shot from Scott McDonald. My apologies, from Scott Howard, my apologies. A nice double before 2, make it 2-1 in the third. We'll be right back. Jordon McDonald with the hammer.
Post-harvest.
Scott Howard navigates the port, gets his 2 in the third end to take a 2-1 lead here in Martensville against team Jordon McDonald. The first draw here in Saskatchewan. Bernie Thompson with you for the call of this one. Lofton with the draw behind the corner. As mentioned, lots of other games ongoing here. You can watch them all live on the Curling Zone YouTube channel at Curling Stadium. Teams here in Martensville. Kind of a, you could call it an open round format. Everyone will play 4 games, and then it will be determined who the top 8 teams are out of the entire field. Remaining games for Scott Howard, they play Gosens, Wendling, and Calvert. 5 p.m. today, 8 a.m. tomorrow, and then 4 p.m. tomorrow. These are all Eastern time. Nice little clear out there. The guards. Scott Howard has Heidt, Sinnott, and Kleider in their schedule. Kleider and McDonald will be a great game for sure. As mentioned, those 2 top teams ranking-wise from Canada in this event. Jason Cam kicks out from the hack. McDonald with a decent set here. Those 2 corner guards might come in handy. A little biter as well. Look around at the other games, the other scores we're looking at. Chase Sinnott up 3-1 over Wesley Wendling in an all Minneapolis affair. Just a short drive north to Martensville. And Ryan Kleider has a 2-1 lead over Braden Calvert. Calvert with the hammer there in the 4th. And Kleider stole in the 3rd. Scott Howard with some stones to protect here in the forefoot. force the call, you can make that classic Christmas tree shape, a one-sided Christmas tree anyways, to make a double hard. Or it'd have to be a run triple. Don't mind Jordon McDonald having a look at here as we approach Vice Stones. Matt Cam with his first. Tim Marsh with that extra force to get this rock right over and likely try to take some weight off of it as well. And he'll do just that. That's a great sweep. It's in a good spot. Now, is it exposed enough to get rid of one or two of them? Might be worth a try. So they're thinking board. They were debating a control weight hit just to ensure that more granite could move, but I think your placement of this thrown stone is what will really matter, because at the end of the day you could just push these red stones to the back of the house and it would certainly be a good outcome. Got some really strong sweepers with you as well, so it's worth a try to throw some board weight at this. Burgess is first of two. Get to the face, and he will just somehow skinny that red stone on the button. Gives Team Howard a chance to put that red stone right back, maybe even a little deeper. A little more buried as well if they can get this hit and roll perfect. Marsh indicating it's a little down. And then we'll just come off nose. Chance for the double here for McDonald. Might even get a little goal. Shot here for Burgess. McDonald with the hammer in the fourth. Not a ton of weight, but enough to move it back. Yes, it will, and suddenly that Yellowstone is looking awfully nice for Team McDonald. Great shot here from Burgess. Really applying a bit of pressure. Got Howard with a chance to come in there and just pick that Yellowstone off. Marsh brought it over just enough. A nice little roll into pocket of two more red stones. And McDonald certainly forced to give Howard the same thing to throw at again. Hope for something extra precise. This will be the same draw path that they took in the second end. An adjustment made there, just a tighter line. Well, Jordon was just a little wide on that one. Broom was, if I'm not mistaken, was in between middle 12 and a third 12 maybe, but again, this is nice and tight.
Yeah, I don't think they have to give us a whole lot more. We barely touched that.
Within that 8-foot ring.
I think whatever caught my rock, you guys probably, we've thrown a few rocks here. It's probably, okay, so 6. Yeah.
Looking for the skips deuce here is Jordon McDonald. Got the guard now. This will be just a smidge too much weight, it looks like. It will come just behind the pin. Team Howard with the chance to come right to the face if they want to. Whether that's a freeze or a hit is the discussion that's happening right now. Coming right to the red and coming right to the yellow rather with your red and making sure that shooter sticks. Make this perfect. McDonald really struggle to score. They do jam, so that yellow stone is second shot. A bit of a lifeline here for McDonald. Just that little hit, that little roll over to the forefoot, and they might have their two. In fact, they have a big pocket to roll to. I think Jordon was intimating that you could hit that, and you could almost roll all the way to that red stone that's in the corner of the 8-foot and still be second shot. So a big two-spot opportunity here for Jordon McDonald going into the break. Final stone here in the fourth. Fourth end break awaits, but before that, Jordon McDonald with a chance to bounce back with a two-spot of his own here in this first game in Martensville. Looks tight. Up weight. Oh, here it comes. And they will roll just too far. Too thick of that stone. and it went all the way towards the 12 foot. That is crushing for this McDonald team, who was so close to getting that 2 spot. But they do go into the 4th end break, tied 2-2 here with Scott Howard. We will be right back. Martensville. We're rolling on here in Martensville for the 5th end. First draw here at the Curling Stadium, Martensville International. (16-team 2-draw event. Top 8 will move on to the quarterfinals, which start on Sunday. Scott Howard acquires the hammer there. Jordon McDonald scoring Jordon McDonald scoring the 1. The goal of sticking that shooter, but again, it just rolled in towards the 12 foot. Interesting setup here with McDonald coming just a little too deep on that 3 guard and quite high on the 1. So lots of space on these guards and a good opportunity here for Team Howard to attack, starting with Tim March. Good line call. You got to beat this 4 guard. Spot overflows as well. As mentioned, Team Howard came out short in the Ontario Tankard this year. A squad that's been a mainstay at the national championship on the men's side for quite some time. Lost to Sam Louisbrook in the final. To the playoffs in the B event. The nature of that triple knockout, they ended up playing Mark Keane and Sam Louisbrook 3 times each. They only played 8 games. Played them 3 times each, 6 games total. Moving that high guard is the call here from Team Howard. Successful on the peel. Howard perhaps looking to keep this a little bit open, just knowing to have that little biter there on the edge of the 12 foot. Derek Samagalski, a super spare on this team for this weekend, looking to put another guard up. Make it ever so staggered. It will come to the center. Samagalski's played for fantastic teams over the years. Reed Carruthers, Mike McEwen, of course, when he joined that squad. Colin Hodgson, Jason Gunlington for a time, Connor Negevin, Brad Jacobs last year as well. It's a nice little roll on that yellow to come to the red. A little bit under, which is not the ideal spot, but Burgess with the draw. Intriguing end shaping up here for Team Howard as they look to convert with the hammer. Ball has to come around. I think, and just try to touch that Yellowstone. Maybe corner frozen or move things around a little bit in the forefoot and start to play with these guards. And then we'll come right to the top of the 8 and give McDonald a chance for the hit. And Scott Howard there just coming to have a quick chat with the team. Seeing something on the ice. It wasn't the first shot that's come up light for sure. There might be a strategy decision here now as they could be shooting against 3 if Burgess makes this double. Burgess looks tight on it. Would not be ideal to be tight. And we'll roll in there. So it's a lonely red. This is where folks in the YouTube chat start commenting and say what they should be doing. So Howard intimating just that the double peel. Now, there could be 2 double peels. In theory, you could double out those yellows this way, the ones that are in the house, or the straight peel. As much as that redstone is right on the yellow, I wonder if there'd be a way for you to ever get lucky and get rid of it, or if it's even helping you right now. Yeah, it might be possible for you to do that. That might be more something you do in the 7th or 8th than the 5th. Another end where Team McDonald have a really nice rock in the top 4. Perfectly corner frozen or perfectly frozen. It's eating up a lot of Team Howard's attention. Both ends, really, this one. especially. The ball is to come right to that yellow stone. I mentioned that one that's nice and frozen. As it was in that earlier end, Team Howard's prerogative is just put a little bit more yellow granite, or red granite rather, higher up in the house, and hopefully as it worked out there in that 2 spot they scored, that might have some kind of hit or something to activate them. Another rock comes up short here. This time it's for Team Howard, now for Team McDonald. Is it worth doing much of anything right now, to be honest? I guess if you don't throw a ton of weight, you could get to the face of that Yellowstone that's in the top 8 and push that red back and maybe be sitting 2 or 3. And they don't have hammer. Once again, in a situation where they've really exposed the single red stone. The draw or guard on the left-hand side of the screen is certainly a more pragmatic shot. But perhaps as just acknowledged, if you did do that, maybe Howard would try a yellow double or triple, I guess, at that point, if you have a rock at the back 4. The yellow tap back is sound only for the fact that you know that it's always going to be in the pocket of this team to throw. So you might as well take it first. And there's lots of ways for you to make the shot. Even if you run the yellow into the other yellow, you maybe get a thick chunk of it. You now have 2 Yellowstones on either side of the 4-foot at the top, right? You come across the face, it's maybe not great, but you will have exposed that red stone and have then likely at that point, I don't think they're throwing a ton away. There's likely 2 Yellowstones that are locked on in the top 4. So there's a bit of tolerance with this shot for sure here for Jordon McDonald. Certainly doesn't shy away from the big shots. In off as well. That third ending might work out the way they wanted to, but it was a great shot attempt, no doubt. Looks like they might be caught tight again. This rock doesn't have a whole lot of weight either. Hard to see a way for Scott Howard to score 2 in this end, to be honest. Even if you did do this hero slash double, He'd be somewhat exposed, and McDonald can just come right back down. So the call is to tap that Yellowstone back a bit. I guess just remove it entirely. Then it could give you an option on this side of the sheet on your last. Sure, I don't need to tell you the risk that comes with this shot, of course. Well, the teams have had lots of these sort of down weight hits. Could be interesting. It might be the come around is the call. Quick little audible in the house there from Matt Camp. Scott Howard the broom. Heavy plow here from Jason Cam, trying to extend this rock a little bit farther, and it will also come up short. I guess maybe they were always looking at the guard. It's worth looking here for Team McDonald. Can they unlock that Yellowstone? I suppose you could try to run that yellow just off center and hope it kind of comes across. Yeah, the guard of that draw, I guess, into the side of the button that I guess they're getting enough finish to get that rock underneath, to get to the pin, so no need to be too greedy here and just go for the protection shot. Be surprised to see Scott Howard throw it away if this guard was made perfectly. Final stone here for Team McDonald in the fifth. Looking to force Team Howard. It's a great spot for that stone, and I suppose they see that. Yeah, you could spin up on that yellow. Kind of do it, maybe like a little double tap, the red yellow. Hey. Yeah, the only issue with this is, sure, it would spin up, but I guess more spin horizontally, but it needs to almost travel along the tee line for quite a distance. So it needs a lot of weight. It needs to really just kind of feather that Yellowstone, I guess, and just hope it has enough weight. You might almost want it, if it's at all possible, to actually hit the shot stone and then lose a bit of weight that way. Wish we had the telestrator. The big orange arrow coming across the entire length of the screen there on the right-hand side would certainly take up lots of real estate. Scott Howard going for a real hero shot here. Careening, shot stone up and around, trying to be second. Oh my word, no way. Holy cow. That was an incredible attempt from Team Howard. It managed to spin up and go on top of the 4-foot. That is such an attempt. Just the one though. We'll be right back in the sixth end. There'd be few in this sport and few people watching, I would imagine, that would say that before that shot was attempted, that Scott Howard should have maybe thrown less weight. Managed with that little feather to get that perfect horizontal run and somehow moved shot stone. Nearly gave up a steal off that attempt, which is certainly unexpected considering the difficulty level. They did get their one. But McDonald with the hammer in that crucial sixth end here, looking for the sixth and the eighth. Again, this is the first draw here in Martensville. First of 8 total draws that will take us to 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Mountain time, of course. Next draw will come at 1 o'clock Mountain time. Corey Dropkin, Steve Laycock playing. Kevin Cooey and Dustin Kaltoff. Some Lee is in from Korea. They're getting ready for the World Championship there. I think Ethan Sampson out of Minnesota, and then we have Sam Muybrook and Bruce Cordy as well. These teams will be back on the ice at 5 o'clock Mountain time. McDonald will take on Drew Height. We'll have Scott Howard against Wouter Guzens out of the Netherlands. Just comes up to the center line there. Here's in Cam's guard. Team McDonald in their first year really playing that men's loop. 54-22. Finished in the semis or better for 7 events. Mentioned earlier, made the slam. that run at the PointsBet Invitational at the start of the season. Had the lead on Brad Gushu's rink there in the 7th, but lost on a pair of steals at the very end. Won the U25 Next Gen Classic. That got funding as well. A team to watch in Manitoba for sure. Playing a lot, but getting lots of good coaching as well, clearly from William Lyburn. Here comes Dallas Burgess to have a chat. Good start to the sun with the hammer with that corner guard, and you can just see how well that stone is frozen in the 8-foot, like a mixed doubles power play. Going for a 2-for-1 here. Samigalski is able to clear out those red stones and perhaps have his shooter roll close to that corner guard. And they got lots of good movement on that. And cleared out to one of the house. That's an excellent outcome. Jordan may be smiling because he's like, yeah, I got Derek Samigalski on my team. That's pretty sick. That's pretty cool, man. He can make those shots for sure. No questions asked. So Team Howard forced on the come around here on Jason Cam's second stone. Ideally shot, ideally buried. A bit of an error there just by dragging it just a little deeper. In a nice spot, though. Weight needed to push this redstone back. Might get that, but it'll be in a good spot above the tee line. Burgess looking to tap that redstone back. Like that kind of heavy draw back line. Kind of weight. Running the center line here for a little bit. See how it reacts. Looks like it's a little heavy. Solid outcome for sure. They are first, but not second. And it's difficult for Scott Howard to attack that shot zone, just knowing that it will jam on that yellow most likely. And if you don't, you could have two reds exposed. Bit of a hinge point at the end for sure. If you have Matt Cam coming down to take a look at things. Hinge point at the end of the game. Again, just through, I believe I heard Matt Cam say there, similar weight to what we just saw Burgess throw. Definitely tighter line than Burgess. A little down weight as well. At this point, it's the draw. They want to get across the face as much as they can. That sure is a satisfying shot, isn't it? Sending them through the uprights there at the back of the house. Be first. If anything, Howard's forcing McDonald to throw some higher difficulty shots. You're looking at a hack waiter. Hoping it sort of dives across. Again, they want too close to the nose as much as they can. Try to sit two here in the sixth end. Another excellent shot here. Some really precise stuff from both teams. Skip Stone's approaching. Scott Howard looking at that yellow stone now. As it moves up a whole rock length, it might be impossible to get underneath, but can they just nose it? First a stone here, first of 2 stones rather for Scott Howard, looking to move that yellow stone to back 4. Sit the 1. Now, for Team McDonald, looking to score 2, maybe even 3. Is it possible for them to hit and roll underneath that red corner? The only issue with that is, of course, it's behind T. It would force Howard to do a pretty precise draw to get right to the shot stone, I guess, in this shot. I think this is the call here for this team out of Winnipeg. Jordon McDonald's first of 2, a chance to sit 2. Put a bit of pressure on here in the 6th. Brandon Wade have to be quite precise here. Oh, and just didn't get the roll they wanted. Suddenly a chance here for 2 or 3 is likely a force, as Scott Howard has a chance to hit and roll underneath. Hit 1, maybe even bump that yellow out and sit with 2. Job done here from Scott Howard, forcing Jordon McDonald to draw to the opposite 4-foot for their single point. But not this game up at 3s, heading into the 7th if this draw is made. Good manage here from Gullingson and Olofsson to make sure this rock gets right into the 4-foot paint. And it will be there for a single. Jordon McDonald takes 1 in the 6th. We're tied at 3. Be right back. We're knotted at threes here. 7th end between Team Howard and Team McDonald. First draw here in Martensville. Marty Thompson with you here for this. Important game for sure. There's 4 games total for each team. Open round robin format, if you will. So you have your 4 games, and then you're pitted up against the other teams to see who has the best records. In the top half, the top 8 will move on to the playoffs on Sunday. After this team, Howard will take on Gosens, Wendling, and Calvert. After McDonald will take on Height, Stinnett, and Slider. Slider game is going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure, for both these teams. Lots of good young talent at this event tonight. 9 o'clock Mountain Time. Corey Dropkins take on Sam Muybrook. Another good one to watch for sure. Team Scott Howard, this team out of Ontario, looking for scored multiple here in the 7th end. Tom Derek Samagalski sparing for this team this week. 9 Brier appearances. Grand Slam as well. I think it's in Champions Cup, I believe. Earned a bronze at the 2012 Brier. Scott Howard rather. With the gold in 2012. Married his mother. Also on team that year. Double peel opportunity here for Jason Cam, his first year with this squad. Going with his brother Matt. Certainly this year is a bit of a year of upheaval for the Howard squad. That Glenn Howard, Scott Howard, David Mathers, and Tim March foursome. They did have a pretty good run. 6 seasons, I believe, maybe 7. Through the pandemic seasons and onward. David Mathers stepped back. Obviously, Glenn Howard did as well. Jason and Matt slot in, playing with Epping Rink for off and on a similar amount of time, at least from Matt Cam's perspective. I think he had almost close to a decade with them. all kinds of granite just sort of floating down towards the house. And Howard his second shot, but everything's all wide open now. Just missed, just moving that red stone a little bit further back, which really would have helped their cause, because it looks like Howard has a double to sit two really wide as well. Yeah, you don't even need to really stick that double. You can just roll towards that yellow and be in great shape. Big shot here for Matt Cam. Doesn't get much better than that from Matt Cam. We move through Vice Stones. Team had a great opportunity for a two. With the hits, going it straight right away. Great sweep from Olofsson to keep that moving. Team Howard 30th ranked in the world heading into this event. One of a handful of teams you could see certainly contending here in the playoffs. Quick score updates. Drew Height and Gozens out of the Netherlands. 5-5 going into the 8th end, and Height, rink out of Saskatchewan, has last rock. Meantime, Chase Sinnott and Wesley Wendling. A bit of a battle there. You can see to the left of our screen. Sinnott up 8-4. And they're playing their rocks back here in the 8th end. McDonald's first two without the hammer here in the 7th. Looking to force this team out of Ontario. Take a big advantage with the hammer home. That's a nice little tidy roll. Steep double, or a steep roll at least for Howard to get out of the way of that red. Yeah, you'd like to get well over there for sure. Middle of the 8-foot likely. Still possible to force this Winnipeg rink to play a slash double. Great outcome. Just melds to that yellow stone. Of course, this double is tricky because if you hit it too thin, I don't know, I guess if you throw a lot of weight, you have to hit it really thin for it to just fully jam, but it's certainly possible for you to leave 2 in the rings. But with enough weight, it should go, especially from a tuck curler like Jordon himself. Final stone here for Team McDonald in the 7th. Like to remove some red stones here. And they will be pinching themselves with that double. That is an excellent shot. You see a smile there from Scott Howard. You can't quite beat that, can you? So they will throw this rock through. They will retain the hammer going into the 8th with the need for just 1 point. It'll certainly be an interesting 8th end here in Martensville. And we'll be right back just before that 8th end. Stay tuned.
Care.
We're back here for the 8th end in Martensville. Tim Marsh attempting and kick shot there, bringing that Yellowstone into the corner. Team Howard versus Team McDonald. 3-3 here in the 8th. After the blank from the Howard rink in the 7th. From Jordon McDonald trying to keep his team in this one. A blank in the 1st. Donald took that 1 point in the 2nd. So close to getting 2. A couple here and a couple ends. So far this game, Scott Howard answered back after McDonald made that really nice hit and roll right from the wing to clear out some frozen yellow stones in the top 4. And we've been trading ones here, 4, 5, 6, to get to this 3-3 tie. So Tim Marsh looking to come right to the top 4 with this one. And it overcurled, went right exposed. moving into the second stones here in Martensville. Sam McGulsky with the draw into the 4-foot. We're looking for that corner freeze. McDonald needing the steal here in this end. And more weight than certainly I was expecting as a commentator, but it does the trick, moves him back. And Howard electing to, quite rightly, just keep the middle open.
Probably want to hit the same line as me, and the 5 should come up that good.
And the guard comes back up here from Sam McGulsky and T. McDonald. An easy clear out there from Jason Cam. The Cam brothers originally from Rockland, Ontario, in the Ottawa region. So Team Howard intimating at a timeout. Just more of a conversation about how they're going to approach this. An informal timeout, if you will. So the hit here from Matt Cam. A nice little roll away here as we have Team McDonald trying to figure out how they're going to steal their one as we approach Skip Stones. Jordon McDonald looking to come down to that red zone. His first of two here in what should be the final end of this game in the first draw in Martensville. Rock is really coming up on them right now. Decisions to be made here from Team Howard about how they're going to keep this opening up here for Scott's last. The draw of the top four is pretty tempting. You'd force McDonald to draw right underneath, and then you should have something to tap something back. Here comes Scott Howard's first of two in the eighth. Trying to come right in. Top button would be ideal. This looks like it's running on them. And certainly up weight. Now, how will this Kerrang off that res? Well, still a solid outcome for this team, but is there a perfect spot you could put a yellow stone? So crucial draw here for Jordon McDonald. Needs to be shot first and foremost, but can they find a way to make Scott Howard's last just that more difficult? If you get right underneath, maybe even over curl a hair. Getting shot stone will be the first priority for this team out of Winnipeg, looking to open Martensville with a win by stealing their way there. It'd be a bit tight. Need to wreck off the red to stay in. And it will fall all the way to the back of the forefoot and out of the forefoot. So that is handshake. Scott Howard takes the win here in the first draw in Martensville over team Jordon McDonald. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name has been Marty Thompson. We've got games all weekend here on Curling Zone and Curling Stadium. Be sure to tune in. Our next draw is just coming up. It's just around the corner here. That would be at 1 p.m. Mountain Time here from Martensville.